What if I told you the secret to $1 million payday is sitting quietly in your kitchen drawer, a small coin? Just 25 cents, but under the right circumstances, it's worth $685,000, and counting. Sounds impossible, right? Well, it's not. And in the next few minutes, I'm going to show you how one rare 1976 George Washington quarter dollar could rewrite your financial destiny. Because if you have this coin, your retirement plan just changed. 1976. America's Bicentennial. A time of fireworks, parades, and patriotism, and in the middle of this historic moment, the U.S. Mint quietly released a special edition of the Washington quarter, with a small D mark, for Denver. It was supposed to be common. Millions were minted, but just a handful, maybe even just one, was struck using 90% silver, instead of the usual copper-nickel mix. It's now one of the most valuable coins in the world. Now I know what you're thinking. I can barely find matching socks in the morning, let alone a silver quarter from 1976. But humor me, because that sock drawer might just be holding a six-figure treasure. Let's break down the value. This isn't just about silver content, though that's a start. It's about rarity, condition, and demand. The coin we're talking about, the 1976 silver quarter, was likely a minting error, never meant for circulation. Experts believe only a few escaped. And one of those few sold for $685,000 at auction, because collectors go wild for coins that shouldn't exist. Imagine owning something so rare, even the U.S. Mint can't fully explain it, and imagine letting it slip through your fingers, selling it at face value, for 25 cents. That's the fear. But here's the excitement: people are finding these coins, right now. In old jars, sock drawers, and inherited coin collections. What's more terrifying? A haunted house, or realizing you spent $1 million coin on laundry? Yeah. Exactly. Now, here's the part where dreams become action. Check your quarters, look for 1976 coins with a D mint mark on the right of Washington's ponytail. Check the edge. If it's solid silver with no orange or copper line, you may be onto something. Weigh it. A silver quarter weighs 6.25 grams, about 5.67 grams. Get it graded by a reputable company like PCGS or NGC. Don't clean it. Don't mess with it. Handle it like it's made of diamonds. You've got gold, in the form of silver, but here's where it gets even crazier: there may be other coins like this out there. One's even rarer, and in our next video, I'll reveal another coin that's valued over $1.20 million, and it's even easier to find. This isn't just about coins. It's about legacy, about spotting opportunity, where others see nothing. You don't need Wall Street to build wealth, you just need to open your eyes, and maybe that dusty old coin jar. Because sometimes, the smallest things make the biggest difference. Hit subscribe if you want to learn about more hidden gems just like this one. And if you think you found a rare coin, comment below. Will help you figure out what it's worth. What if I told you that a coin sitting in your junk drawer could be worth more than your house? One man did just that, and discovered he'd been holding onto a $685,000 quarter for years. This isn't a fantasy. It's not a scam. This is the true story of the 1998 D mint mark George Washington quarter dollar, the silver coin quietly turning everyday Americans into millionaires. You might already own one. Let's rewind the clock. It's 1998. Bill Clinton is president. Titanic just swept the Oscars. And a little-known batch of George Washington quarters rolls off the Denver Mint. But something's off. Not all of these quarters are like the others. Some are struck on 90% silver planchets, a throwback mistake that should have never happened in modern times. These weren't meant to exist, but a few did slip through. They're worth upwards of $685,000. Why? And how can you tell if your quarter is one of them? But before we get into that, let me ask you something. Have you ever used a rare coin to buy a pack of gum, because someone did, and they threw away $600,000 for spearmint? The reason these coins are so valuable comes down to rarity, mint errors, and the silver content. This means it was minted in Denver. Regular 1998 quarters were clad, copper nickel, but a rare few were struck on leftover silver blanks. These silver quarters were never meant to be in circulation. Imagine owning something so rare, even seasoned collectors have only heard of them. That's where the excitement, and urgency, begins, because the number of these silver 1998 D quarters is unknown. There could be dozens, or just a handful left in the wild. They're not sitting in museums. They're hiding in drawers, coffee cans, and old sock boxes in homes just like yours. How one retiree in Ohio found his $685,000 quarter while cleaning out his RV, and how you can spot one too. It was a chilly morning in Akron. A 64-year-old named Mike was sorting old coins from his father's collection. Among the pennies and dull nickels was a 1998 quarter that just felt different. It was heavier, shinier, colder to the touch. He took it to a coin shop, then to a grading service. That single coin changed his life. Sold at auction, $685,000. Tax paid. Mortgage gone. Retirement funded. Mike now lives in Florida. Coincidentally, just 10 minutes from the beach. This isn't just about coins. It's about freedom. It's about the life your collection could unlock. If you knew what to look for the D mint mark, right next to the tail of Washington's ponytail. Silver quarters weigh slightly more, 6.25 grams versus 5.67 grams. Does it have a copper stripe? If yes, it's not silver. If solid silver edge, bingo. Silver coins have a cooler, more reflective shine than regular ones. Silver rings differently when dropped gently on a wooden surface. Get it professionally graded by PCGS or NGC. They authenticate and give you the certification needed to sell it at top value. Don't take it to a pawn shop that also sells pizza. You're not trading your retirement for pepperoni. The demand for rare coins is skyrocketing. Collectors are paying record-breaking prices, and the number of these silver 1998 D quarters is only shrinking. This is a once-in-a-generation moment, and the worst thing you can do is wait. You've worked hard. You've saved, maybe you've even struggled, but the path to the life you've always dreamed of might already be in your hands. Don't let a $685,000 coin go unnoticed in a jar of pocket change. Dig. Search. Check, and if you find it, your story becomes the next legend. Subscribe now for more hidden treasures, tips, and stories that could change your life, because wealth isn't just earned, sometimes, it's found. What if I told you, there's a coin sitting in your kitchen drawer, worth more than your car, maybe even more than your house? Yes, a simple 1982 George Washington $quarter with a small P mint mark, just sold $4,685,000. And here's the kicker, there could be more out there. Still think that old change jar is just junk? Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to spot this rare quarter, why it's worth a fortune, and how to turn it into real money. This isn't just about coins, it's about discovering wealth that's been hiding in plain sight. Let's go back. 1982. The economy was shaky. Inflation was high. And the US Mint made a decision that would unknowingly create a coin collector's dream. That year, to cut costs, the US Mint stopped producing collector sets, and for the first time in decades, no mint marks were added to certain coins. But not all of them. A small batch of George Washington quarters minted in Philadelphia did get the P mint mark, but something went wrong. A very, very small number were made from 90% silver blanks, likely from a minting error, or leftover silver planchets from commemorative coins. These aren't ordinary quarters. They're hidden treasure. Now I know what you're thinking. Great, another coin guy talking about another magic coin. Next, you'll tell me my 1995 penny is a Tesla in disguise. Stay with me. This is different. Verified. Certified. And valuable, to the tune of $685,000 at auction. Only a handful of these silver 1982 P Washington quarters are known to exist, and most people have no idea what they even look like. That brings us to the million-dollar question. Do you have one? 1982 small P on the right side of George Washington's ponytail. Regular quarters weigh 5.67 grams. The silver error coin weighs around 6.25 grams. The edge of a silver quarter looks solid gray, no copper ring on the side. Yes, you can do the ping test. Silver rings in a high-pitched tone when dropped gently on a hard surface. Coming up in just a minute, I'll tell you where to go to verify and sell this coin if you think you found one. But first, let's talk fear, because not knowing what you're sitting on could literally cost you a fortune. every year, millions of dollars in rare coins are accidentally spent, lost, or tossed aside. Just a few months ago, a retired mechanic in Ohio found one of these 1982 p quarters in a shoebox of old coins his father left behind. It was authenticated by PCGS and sold at a private auction for over $600,000. Let that sink in. 1 coin. A six-figure retirement plan. You could be one coffee tin away from changing your entire financial story. The market for these rare quarters is hot right now. Collectors and investors are offering top dollar because these coins are so hard to find, but here's the kicker: the window won't stay open forever. As more are discovered, rarity goes down, and so might the price. Don't be that person who says, "I used to have one of those. I gave it to the kid next door for Halloween." Seriously, don't do that. If you even think you might have a 1982 p quarter, here's what to do right now: check the weight. No copper, solid gray? That's promising. Contact a certified coin grading service, like PCGS or NGC, that can slash the value instantly. Get a quote from a reputable auction house, not eBay. Think Heritage Auctions or Stax Bowers. This isn't just about coins. It's about legacy, wealth, freedom, about turning what looks like nothing into everything. Your future might just be hiding in your past. So go ahead, check that drawer. Flip through those old jars. Take a second look at the spare change in your car, because the next $685,000 quarter could be in your hands. Subscribe for more real coin stories and life-changing finds. Drop a comment if you're checking your stash today, and don't forget to share this with someone who might just be sitting on a fortune. Imagine walking into your garage, dusting off an old box, and finding a coin that could be worth more than a luxury home. No joke. One of these 1990 George Washington quarter dollars with a tiny D mint mark is now valued at $685,000. And yes, that's not a typo. And here's the kicker: some of you might be holding one right now, without even knowing it. Now, don't go digging through your change jar just yet. Because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for, what makes it worth a fortune, and how to sell it the smart way, without getting ripped off. But first, what's so special about a quarter from 1990? Stick with me. This story has a twist you won't believe. Let's rewind the clock. 1990. Denver Mint, the standard George Washington quarter dollar. At first glance, it looks like pocket change. But a rare error during production, one barely noticeable to the naked eye, turned a handful of these quarters into million-dollar collectibles. Some were accidentally struck on a 90% silver planchet, a coin blank not meant for circulation. Others have minting errors so rare they've become holy grails in the coin world. Talk about a glow-up. This coin went from gas station snack money to a six-figure payday. Now that's inflation we can all get behind. Only a few of these coins exist. And finding one? It's like winning a silent lottery that's been sitting in your kitchen drawer since Bush Sr. was president. Let's dive deeper, indicating it was minted in Denver. A shinier finish may mean silver content. Standard clad quarters weigh 5.67 grams. Silver ones are heavier. Any sign of double stamping, missing elements, or an off-center strike, these errors can multiply your coin's value exponentially. But here's where things get wild. One of these quarters, with the D mint mark and struck on a silver planchet, just sold for $685,000 at auction in early 2025. You're probably wondering, how did a simple coin reach that kind of value? Well, get ready. Rare coins are no longer just for collectors. They're investment assets, status symbols, even legacy builders. One good find could fund your dream retirement, your kid's college, or that Ocean View condo you thought was out of reach. Coin collectors, dealers, and investors are paying top dollar for rare errors and mint-marked coins right now. The market is booming, but it won't last forever. So unless you enjoy letting six figures sit under your car seat, I'd suggest checking those coins. Sort through your quarters, especially from the late 80s and early 90s. Weigh them. If it's heavier than 5.67 g, you may be onto something. Use a magnifier to look for mint marks and errors. Get it appraised by a trusted coin expert or grading service, like PCGS or NGC. Avoid pawn shops. they'll offer a fraction of the value. Go to auction houses or specialized dealers, cliffhanger, and here's the part that most people miss: how to sell it for top dollar without getting scammed. That's coming up in our next video. 5 secrets dealers don't want you to know about selling rare coins, so make sure to subscribe and hit that bell so you don't miss it. That old box in your closet, the dusty drawer in the kitchen, could be hiding more than just memories. It could be your ticket to a new life, because sometimes, wealth doesn't come from Wall Street, sometimes, it jingles in your pocket, and it's been there all along. Don't forget to like, comment with the year of your rarest coin, and share this with someone who might be sitting on a fortune without knowing it. Subscribe for more stories of unexpected wealth, hidden treasures, and how to turn old change into a wealthy lifestyle. What if I told you, the spare change in your kitchen drawer could be worth more than a Lamborghini? No, this isn't clickbait. This isn't a pipe dream. This is real. One ordinary-looking quarter from 1993, with a D mint mark, is making headlines for being valued at an astonishing $685,000, and some collectors believe its true worth could reach into the millions. Visual: zoom in on a 1993 D Washington quarter under a magnifying glass. But here's the catch: only a tiny number of these quarters are truly this valuable. And chances are, you might have one sitting forgotten in a drawer, a coin jar, or even rattling around your car's cup holder. Time's running out. As collectors snatch them up, the value only rises. Are you about to miss your chance at a life-changing fortune? Stick around, because in the next 10 minutes, I'll reveal how to spot the rare 1993 D quarter, why it's so valuable, and how you can sell yours for 6, or even 7, figures. And no, you won't need a degree in numismatics. Let's rewind for a moment, to 1993. Gas was $1.16 a gallon. Jurassic Park was blowing minds in theaters. And the Denver Mint was quietly producing hundreds of millions of Washington quarters. Visual: black and white footage of the Denver Mint, with upbeat vintage music. But in that massive production run, a rare error occurred. A small batch of quarters was struck on 90% silver planchets, originally meant for special collector coins. These weren't supposed to enter public circulation. And yet, they did. These accidental silver quarters were released into the wild, indistinguishable at first glance from ordinary coins, but weighing slightly less, and sounding distinct when dropped. You know that moment when you drop a coin, and instead of a dull clink, it sings like a diva? That might be the sound of your early retirement. Collectors discovered the anomaly years later. Since then, the legend of the 1993 D silver quarter has only grown. One confirmed coin fetched $685,000 in a private auction. Why so much? It's not just silver, it's scarcity, minting error, and historical anomaly all rolled into one. And the numismatic world? It's salivating. And here's the jaw-dropper: experts estimate less than 40 of these rare quarters are known to exist. But what if I told you, some are still unaccounted for? One might be hiding, right now, in your change jar. Now, imagine this: you're sitting on a couch, sipping coffee, when you decide to finally check that old coin collection. And there it is. A 1993 quarter with a D mint mark, weighing 6.25 grams instead of the usual 5.67. Silver-toned, sharp details, and ringing like a bell. You get it authenticated. Offers pour in. And suddenly, you're staring at a 6-figure check. Your dreams? A beach house in Florida. Early retirement. Or maybe just paying off the mortgage and breathing easier. All because you checked under the couch cushions. Who knew your dog's favorite hiding spot was also your future 401k? But here's the thing: coins like this don't stay hidden forever. Once they're bought, they disappear into private collections. Forever. If you wait too long, the window closes. Your coin should weigh 6.25 grams. Look for the D mint mark. It's on the right side of Washington's ponytail. Silver sings. Use PCGS or NGC for grading, reach out to certified dealers or auction houses, don't sell to just anyone. In our next video, I'll reveal the top 3 places to sell rare coins where collectors are actively bidding over $500,000. You won't want to miss it. We're diving deep into one of the most misunderstood, and shockingly valuable, coins in American history, the 1995 D Mint Mark George Washington silver $quarter, not just a collector's item, but potentially a life-changing asset sitting quietly in your possession. And before you sprint to your sock drawer, take a breath, because we're about to uncover the secrets, stories, and real market value behind this rare gem, and how it went from pocket change to a $685,000 fortune. Spoiler alert, you may want to check your childhood piggy bank before you toss it at your next garage sale. Let's rewind the clock to 1995. Bill Clinton was president. Toy Story hit theaters. And in the Denver Mint, something unexpected happened. That year, the U.S. Mint produced millions of George Washington quarters, but a select few, produced in Denver and struck on planchets meant for silver-proof coins, slipped through the cracks. These silver quarters weren't supposed to leave the San Francisco Mint. But due to a mysterious minting error, or perhaps a small miracle, they did. The majority of 1995 D quarters are worth just face value, but the rare silver-struck versions? They've shattered expectations at high-end auctions, commanding prices upwards of $685,000. Most people have no idea what to look for. They spend or sell these coins for peanuts, completely unaware of the fortune they just gave away. Have you ever accidentally given away something valuable, like that one time you tossed your ex's hoodie, then realized it had $200 in the pocket? Yeah. Like that, but $684,800 worse. So what makes the 1995 D silver quarter so special? And how can you tell if you have one? Look for the D beneath the wreath on the obverse front of the coin. Regular quarters weigh 5.67 grams. The rare silver version? Slightly lighter at 6.25 grams, the silver coin has a soft, satin-like luster compared to the standard clad version. Tap it gently. Silver rings with a higher, clearer pitch. Always consult with a reputable numismatist or grading service like PCGS or NGC before selling. A verified 1995 D silver quarter graded in mint state condition can easily sell for $30,000 to over $685,000, depending on grade and rarity. That's not pocket change. That's legacy building money. Imagine paying off your mortgage, funding your retirement, or buying your dream car, all from a single coin. This isn't just a cool collector story, this could literally be the start of your wealth transformation journey. But here's the million-dollar question: how do you sell it without getting scammed or undersold? Let's talk about turning your treasure into tangible wealth, the right way. Get it verified. Never rely on backyard guesses. Use PCGS or NGC grading services to authenticate and grade your coin. Explore multiple offers. Avoid local pawn shops. Seek high-end auction houses, online platforms like heritage auctions, or private collectors. Stay informed. Market prices change. Right now, this coin is trending, valued at $685,000 and climbing due to rising collector interest and market scarcity. This isn't just about one coin. It's about what it represents: opportunity, freedom, and financial independence. Many of our viewers have gone from dusty drawers to luxury lifestyles, and you could be next. So, still think that quarter in your junk drawer isn't worth looking at? Maybe it's time you go treasure hunting. Who knows? Your dog might have buried 6 figures in the backyard. The world isn't waiting to hand you wealth. But sometimes, the universe hides it in plain sight. So check your change. Inspect your coin jars. Dig through those old collections, because your journey to a wealthier life might just start with a 25-cent piece that holds the value of a luxury home. Well, it's not, because one of the rarest coins in American history, the 1993 P Mint Mark George Washington silver $quarter, has recently been valued at a jaw-dropping $685,000. And here's the kicker: people are unknowingly spending these coins at face value. You might be holding a small fortune without even knowing it. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to identify, evaluate, and maybe even cash in on your very own treasure. But first, a little story. Let's rewind to 1993. The grunge scene was booming, Jurassic Park ruled the box office, and quietly, the U.S. Mint in Philadelphia produced a batch of Washington quarters unlike any other. Now here's where things get mysterious. Among the hundreds of millions of quarters struck that year, a few dozen were accidentally minted on silver planchets. A mistake that created a unicorn in the coin world. A silver coin, in a year when no silver quarters were supposed to exist, that's not just rare, it's once-in-a-generation rare, because the odds say a few of those coins never made it into collectors' hands. They went into pockets, purses, vending machines, and yes, they may still be sitting in your change jar right now. Let that sink in. Now let's break down why this coin commands such an astronomical value. Is it just hype? Or is there more beneath the surface? A silver planchet used by mistake in a year it wasn't supposed to exist? That's like minting gold with monopoly money. Struck in Philadelphia, these quarters bear a subtle a detail missed by most, but craved by collectors, coins rated MS67 and above. We're talking pristine surfaces, untouched by time, the holy grail of coin condition, and recently, one such coin sold for $685,000 at auction. Quick side note, you ever wonder if your dog chewed up your retirement fund when it ate your couch cushions? Because if that quarter was in the couch and went missing, yeah, you might want to check your cushions. This isn't the only one. Experts believe there could be several more out there, still waiting to be discovered, and some of those owners might be watching this video right now. Yes, you. How to spot, verify, and sell your $685,000 quarter. Alright, here's where the story becomes your opportunity. Let's get practical. Spot the signs. Grab your quarters. Flip them over. You're looking for the 1993 date, the P mint mark on the obverse side, a slightly different color and sound. Silver quarters have a distinct ring when dropped gently, and if you're thinking, wait, I wouldn't know silver if it bit me, no worries. Silver quarters weigh less and don't have the copper edge most modern quarters do. Get it verified if you suspect you've got something. Do not list it on eBay. Take it to a certified grading service like PCGS or NGC. They'll authenticate it and assign a grade, and that grade, that's the difference between $20 and $685,000. Nowhere to sell once authenticated. Auction houses, high-end coin dealers, and even direct collectors are ready to pay top dollar. And here's where urgency kicks in. Prices for rare coins are peaking right now. The market is red hot. Don't wait 6 months and wish you'd moved faster. In our next video, I'll share the story of one couple who found this exact coin in their attic and turned a forgotten jar of change into a 7-figure lifestyle. What would you do if you suddenly had $685,000 in your hand? Would you retire early? Start that dream business? Move to the mountains? Because for some people, that dream is just one quarter away. Don't let your treasure slip through your fingers. Check your change. Search your stash. The next coin to break auction records might already belong to you. Like this video if you learned something. Subscribe for weekly videos on rare coins worth tens, hundreds, and even millions of dollars. Comment below, have you checked your quarters yet? Remember, wealth doesn't always come in stacks. Sometimes, it comes in coins.